watching a TikTok of a CEO who was working with Grant Cardone, and she was on the Diary of a CEO, which is a popular podcast. But yeah, so she's having a conversation with Stephen Bartlett, and there was a controversy that kind of came up around her firing one of her employees for cheating on their relationship. So let's watch the clip and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
One of the things I've gotten so much criticism of online was when I publicly shared a TikTok about firing somebody because I found out that she was cheating on her significant other, and the other person also had a significant other. And as soon as I found out about it, I terminated both of them immediately.
Wait, someone was cheating with someone in the company?
Yeah.
Oh, and they both had partners?
Both had partners outside of the company. As soon as I caught wind of it, it wasn't even like a split-second decision. I can't have this in my environment, especially somebody close around me. People trust me and should trust any leader to help them make their success easy.
One would say that's none of your business what they're doing when they go home.
Not to get into specifics of the particular event, but it happened to be around work.
But if it wasn't at work, you still wouldn't.
Even if it was, I would fire the person immediately.
So you'd fire someone for cheating?
If they're going to cheat on the person that they're supposed to spend the rest of their life with, do you think that they're cheating on their work? That person is a liability to the environment.
People have things in their personal life which are very different to the way that they show up professionally, though. People do all kinds of things in their personal life.
It's terrifying.
I don't consider that to be my business.
Oh, it's absolutely my business. If somebody has a problem in their personal life, they're the same person that shows up to work.
Listen, the way that I see it is if I expand the scope of my concerns, I'm going to get fucking nothing done. I don't want to be the government of your fucking personal situations as well. As long as it doesn't show up in the office.
I can't bifurcate and put in two separate buckets what somebody is doing at home and think that what they're doing at home and the confusion and the distraction isn't going to bleed over into our environment. And I would be willing to bet, and curious on your perspective of this, those people that you found out where there are different situations and different problems in their personal life, they actually do show up in their work.
Okay, so this is an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And it ties back into the conversation that we're having a little bit earlier about how employers have a lot of control over their employees. So that's where my mind went first when I saw this video, because I looked at the comments and everybody was like, yeah, this is great. Cheater should be fired, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah.
She's like, let me tell you who you can and can't fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, I got you. Like cheating is, well, we got to say this first because I'm going to be the devil's advocate. The devil doesn't need any more advocates, but cheating is wrong, full stop. Okay, like, I think we both agree with that. I think society at large, well, maybe not, but I think most people can agree that cheating is wrong. And I think even the isolated situation that she described at the beginning of the video makes sense to me. Like if you're an executive or you're a CEO and you're working closely with someone and they're having an affair with somebody else at the company and you catch wind of it, yeah, you should be fired. But then she goes on because Stephen Bartlett pushes back and is like, hey, well, I don't think I should be concerning myself with what's going on in people's personal lives. And she's like, no, I care very much about what's going on in people's personal lives because that is going to affect them at work. And I care about that because it's going to change how they show up.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very dangerous sentiment to have as an employer. But it seemed like everybody was on board with it. So I don't know. What do you think?
I got mixed feelings. Okay. By the way, I just want to say it wasn't Guatemala, it's Honduras.
Honduras, okay.
Right? Yeah, Honduras. Okay. So I got mixed feelings because I do kind of relate, like, even if they weren't, wasn't with somebody else at the company and it wasn't at the other job, and it didn't happen at the job or anything like that, it does make me think, I wouldn't do this for any employee.
Sure.
But let's say we're trying to build something.
Sure.
And this could even be a company, it could be like a political movement. And I find out like a key person in our organization not only had an affair, but has been having an affair on their wife, being duplicitous. Like, because I find out, what does it show me? They're duplicitous,
yes.
They lie, they cheat, they are willing to wound and hurt the people who rely on them and depend on them, right? That would start to make me paranoid, like, can I trust this person?
Yeah.
Can our movement trust this person?
Yeah.
So I do start to think about it like that a little bit, but I'm also hesitant always to, you know, when I think about like just an employer having like power over their people like that, right. I think to me it'd be like more of a nuanced conversation. Although I'm also a little, as the child of like both my parents cheated on each other at different points. in my life as a child.
Yeah. See the pain that brings.
Yeah, I might not even be able to like think about it as clearly.
No, that makes sense.
But what do you think about that? What do you think?
I think there's a very narrow set of circumstances under which this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I think the situation you described,
Yeah.
where you're in an organization and there's someone that's in a key position, that's not just they cheated,
Yeah.
but they are living a life of duplicity. They're lying, they're having an affair, they're living a double life. I think that makes perfect sense to me. It's probably a very clear indication of their character.
Yeah.
But even then, I would say probably, but not necessarily.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that is hard about this conversation is people hear cheating and they think that when in reality cheating is you went to the bar and kissed somebody. Cheating could be you messaged somebody on Instagram you should have. Cheating could be you had a one night stand. Cheating could be even you're developing an emotional relationship with somebody at work.
I guess cheating and affair kind of imply different things actually. Like
but I think
they overlap, but
but I think when people hear cheating, all of these things are put in the same basket, and there's not chance for nuance. And I think when you ask for nuance, people think that you're defending any of these behaviors. And I'm not defending any of these behaviors.
Right.
I'm just saying they're not the same,
right.
And not all of them are the same. You can't draw the same conclusions about someone based on
I agree with that.
All of these categories of cheating. But I also think that there's a danger if, to your point, like an employer they decide that we're going to take interest in what you do in your personal life. Because number one, even if you think somebody's cheating, say they're in an open relationship and they don't tell you.
Yeah.
Say you just misunderstood the situation.
Oh, sure.
Say somebody lied and accused somebody of cheating and they didn't actually cheat. So you have two options in that case. One, you could fire them, but you didn't really know what was going on. Or number two, you can investigate somebody's personal life.
Yeah.
And both of those situations to me seem like worlds I don't want to live in.
Right.
And I don't want to be at a company where people are investigating into my personal life. And she seems like she wants to go even further than just cheating. Yeah. She's like, I want to know everything that's going on.
She's got weird eyes. I don't know why he had this lady on. She looks like she's in a cult.
I need to do some more investigation about who this person is and what it is that she believes, because this to me seems very cultish.
It does definitely come across that way. Even with like the sensibility I had of being like, I can kind of see where it's coming from. Like no, I would definitely fire them. I wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't even think about it.
That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna take the food out of their children's mouths without even thinking about it.
Yeah, everybody in the comments, yeah.
I probably, even if they were like, I probably wouldn't fire them. I'd probably just stop trusting them.
Yeah.
Put them in a different role.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm also thinking about, like they got kids, maybe, you know what I mean? They're cheating on somebody, they got a family.
And people feel like, and again, it's wrong, but there's such an emotional reaction to it that they feel like anything that is punitive towards the person that cheats is justified. And I think that's the problem. Like there's just, with conversations that relate to relationships online, there's never any room for nuance.
Yeah.
That's why I never touch it on TikTok.
Bro, can you imagine being like the spouse of the person she fired and be like, yeah, thanks for making it so that they can't pay child support. That really helps me.
Right, you're just thinking about yourself. Again, it's employers thinking about, the only thing they care about is what's going to make me money. Right. You cheated. I don't care really about your character or your family or your life. I just care that, I can't trust you to make money with me. So I'm going to kick you to the curb because, hey, I have a job to do, and you can't do the job as well. And that's the same. If they're going to care about what's going on in your personal life, it's not because they actually care about your personal life.
Yeah.
It's because they want to make sure that your personal life is not going to affect their business life. So why would anybody want to be in a situation where this is the dynamic that they have with their employer? Because it could go beyond cheating. You can make the case that, if you're, and I hate to even bring this up, but there's some crazy right-wing CEOs out there, and maybe they decide, hey, I actually don't like that people have abortions. So if you have an abortion, that also tells me that you're a person who lacks character. I'm going to fire you, because to them that's murder. You killed somebody, and you were irresponsible. So I'm going to fire you.
I bet that happens.
You're right. I'm sure it does. Even we both have worked in Christian environments, either churches or parachurch organizations, where this dynamic, I think this is also why I'm sensitive to the dynamic, is because I worked in a place where I felt like everything I did had weight to whether I could stay employed or not. Like whether I believe in this specific version of hell. I had a whole, I don't know if I told you this, I had a whole like controversy when I first joined the parachurch organization because I was teetering on not believing in the traditional version of hell. And if I would have, I basically was like, I'm going to just think what I think and I'm just going to tell y'all what y'all want to hear.
Yeah.
But I had conversations with higher ups, and I think if I would have said I don't believe in eternal conscious torment, they would have fired me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. The last church I was on staff at, in a staff meeting, I said, somebody asked on staff, they were like, it's like an elderly black woman. And she'd been on staff for years.
Yeah.
And she was like, I talked about this in a TikTok recently, but she was like, it was a staff meeting. All questions are, no questions are off limits kind of thing, which all questions are off limits is like such bullshit. But she was like, how do I feel comfortable worshiping in a church when I know there's so many people here that voted for Trump and he supports policies that make me feel unsafe in like the lives that I have 2 young black grandsons. I feel like they're unsafe.
Yeah.
And the pastor didn't have a good answer. He was just like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Which, by the way, that's because he supported Trump.
Absolutely.
And like he didn't know what to say in that moment. So I chimed in and I was like, well, because she was like looking for an answer. Like she was like, look, she wanted somebody to respond. And I was like, well, we all, have differences of opinions and differences of agreements. We can come together and we share, our common love for each other and a common love for Christ. And, maybe we can influence each other over time. And I was like, for example, I was like, Pastor Kent is, more of a Republican, and I'm a LGBTQ affirming Marxist, and we work in ministry together just fine. We get along fine. That was my last staff meeting at that church.
You said too many words that they don't like.
Yeah.
In that response, Marxist, LGBT. Whoa.
Bro, we had I had a meeting with the pastor afterwards, and he was like, "Can you tell what does it mean to be an LGBTQ affirming Marxist? What does that mean?" You don't know what it means. You don't know what any of those things are.
Oh,
He knew what they were.
You sure? I would be convinced that he didn't know what they were.
He knew what they were.
He was just playing.
He's young, yeah.
Oh, okay, he's playing.
He knew what they were.
Yeah, but it just goes back to the point where like I'd never want to work again in an environment where what I do in my personal life
that's a good
is
point.
completely connected to whether I can have a job or not.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's lines. There's a reason why we got HR departments. There's a reason why there's a separation between your work life and your personal life.
Sure.
And even I think the harder conversation is that there are some people who can do some pretty bad shit in their personal life and it will never affect their ability to do their job.
That's a good point too.
And I think that idea that she basically put forward that, hey, if somebody has problems in their personal life, it's going to affect their professional life. Honestly, I feel like the opposite is more true. Like people take problems at work and bring them home. People do a really good job at work and then they have no ability to care for their kids. They have terrible relationships. They're burnt out at home, so they're not able to have a flourishing personal life. I see that being much more of an issue than someone having an issue in their personal life and bringing it to work, because people know I have to do my job or else I won't have any life at all. I won't have healthcare. I won't have anything. So people are willing to sacrifice their personal life for their professional life. I feel like this conversation is ass backwards to me. And this, again, it's just frustrating. It's another sign. People in the comments are like, yeah. Like, you don't understand. This is the oppressive world that you live in, and you don't see that this is problematic. And of course, again, cheating is wrong, right? Like, there's situations like the Coldplay concert with the CEO and whoever he was with that worked at the company that got caught cheating in public. Like, yeah, you're probably gonna get fired. I'm not gonna say that you shouldn't. You probably should. That was stupid. But for a regular person, I mean, there's people like Martin Luther King Jr. who had affairs.
Another good point. That's another good point.
In his personal life. But I don't hear anybody saying that we shouldn't, unless you're Charlie Kirk. I don't hear anybody saying that.
Yeah, he did say that.
You shouldn't listen to his speeches. You shouldn't be influenced by his work in the civil rights movement.
He led the movement
because of his personal flaws. And so there's some people like Trump who are just rotten to the core. His personal failures very clearly are just the indication that he has no character. Even Jeffrey Epstein said that he's a man of no moral character.
Yeah, that's wild.
If Jeffrey Epstein saying you have no morality, I think.
Bro, he also said Bill Clinton
up.
is the closest thing that you can imagine to a psychopath.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Colten here. Thank you for watching Ask the Next Question. Leave us a note in the comments about a topic you want to see us discuss that we haven't brought up yet. And if you are enjoying this podcast so far, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and like I said, leave a comment. We really appreciate you guys.